It's been a while since much video stuff happened to this creature, mostly because annoying little tidy-up jobs don't make for good YouTube content. And making content worse than this is probably not in my best interests. But most of that stuff is done now, except for some hideous little things that you're about to find out about. So if you've ever done any work on cars, you'll know that tiny little things can become day ruiners. In this case, I found a patch of rust about the size of a 50-cent coin. That patch of rust has since become this. So this coin-sized hole has become the size of a novelty check. So in this episode, I'm going to sort this out, amongst other things. Also, if you're a lazy and unskilled degenerate of society, do not work on cars, ever. And if you find a rusty hole in your car, do not fill it with expanding foam, because it takes an extremely long time to get it all out again. Ask me how I know. So this is a video about bodywork, and I'd like to add that it's not a tutorial. This is just what I find to be an effective method for fixing bodywork like this in the long term, without using any body filler. So I shall begin with a steps counter. So step 1, chop out every single bit of rust that you can find. You can't really cut corners with this step because there's welding involved. And if your weld touches rust as you're doing it, it'll dissolve like candy floss in water. Now for this part of the video, I accidentally ran over my ear defenders, so I choose tinnitus. So as this is a sill, I've got to make this in two halves. Firstly, I'm going to make the back side, which will then allow me to weld the more cosmetic side onto the other side of it. So this piece of the infill's done now. I've cut it down to size, and that fits up pretty nicely. Now let's move on to step 2, because I forgot I was doing steps. This is the main event, welding stuff in. Now one of my previous videos received a copyright complaint for using a piece of music that I didn't own. I can't imagine which one that was. This frame is 109. So for this section, you can enjoy some fully homemade music from around 15 years ago, when I was a little bit more strange. You can blame the YouTube algorithm for this. Let's give you an intro. If you're still here after that, then it's back to business as usual. So that's the more difficult side done, but this side needs a bit more care and attention because it's the cosmetics side that people are actually going to see. So I guess I'd better get on with that then. And that's sort of how you fix body panels. So I've still got a lot of tidying up to do. I'm just in the process of blending it in now. And then I've got to go about fixing this other hole. The good thing about the location of this repair is that there are plenty of body plugs in this area, so I can quite happily get inside and paint the back of the welds to stop them rusting. And aside from that, the things that I'm not going to do on camera, that's just about all the body prep that I'm going to be doing for this project. Now for an announcement that might shock you. This car is getting a full respray, which is the main reason why all this stuff's happened, as well as why there are so many pieces missing from the car already. I also decided this due to the fact that touching up all the stone chips and little scratches on the car would be an absolute false economy. So on that note, I'm going to completely strip the vehicle exterior and get it ready for this to happen. So this stripping process will probably expose me to many more unpleasantries, as well as a lot of the spiders I've seen crawling around the bodywork in my travels. So prepare for that, with the chance of me shrieking. I'm being cautious because this looks like a palace for brown recluse spiders. If anyone gets that reference, then you win the prize. Now you can see why they call it a raised air intake instead of a snorkel. The only thing sealing this is the pressure with this little foam pad, and there's no way that's going to stop any water. So if you're following my Instagram, which all of you definitely are, then you'll see that I've picked up this little box. Now that's going to do the shower and gas supply and a lot of other things, but that's coming later. For now, everything comes off. Well, that wasn't very glamorous.
What we do here is go back.
So from what I can tell, that's everything I'm gonna do. Now in the next episode, hopefully there'll be more people involved who aren't me, who are much better at doing cosmetics.